All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a pretty unique brand, one that literally spun a street hustle into some serious high-end luxury. Yeah, this is the story of IcedOutBuffs, and we're going to get into the hustle behind all that ice.
And it all kicks off with this quote. I mean, you can't get more real than this, right? This perfectly captures the brand's raw, authentic roots. This isn't some story cooked up in a boardroom, no. This started with a block-level transaction that ended up sparking a whole empire.
Okay, so let's really dig into that origin story. I mean, how does a single trade, just one, turn into a full-blown luxury eyewear brand? Well, like a lot of great businesses, it starts with somebody seeing an opportunity and moving on it fast. And this is the part that's so wild. Look how simple this was. This wasn't some complicated business plan with spreadsheets and projections. No, it was pure gut instinct. Get the asset, see what it's worth, and flip it fast. And that quick cash? That was the first signal, the first sign that there's this huge, untapped market just sitting there.
But here's the thing. A single flip doesn't build a brand, right? Anyone can get lucky once. The next phase. This is where the real work comes in. This is about turning that quick hustle into a dedicated craft. This is the grind.
And you can really see how the whole thing evolved, step by step. By 2015, the founder's already moving beyond just flipping. He starts hand-setting gems himself. A year later, 2016, boom. The eBay store goes live to take this thing to a wider audience. Then, the real level up in 2019 with the official website, cementing their brand identity. And now, they're pretty much the undisputed source for this stuff.
So, okay, we've talked about how they got here, but now let's get into the what. Like, what does this brand actually stand for? Because it's not just about selling glasses, not by a long shot. It's about a promise of quality and keeping it 100% authentic.
And this right here, this lays it all out, plain and simple. On one side, you have the iced out standard. We're talking hands-on, authentic work. And on the other side, everything they're not. That mass-produced, low-quality, cookie-cutter stuff they call assembly line trash. They're basically defining their brand by saying, we are the complete opposite of that. And that standard they talk about, it's built on 3 key pillars. First, every single piece is hand-set and quality-checked, meticulously. Second, they only use genuine, high-brilliance ice. Think Moissanite and lab diamonds. And third, and this is crucial, it's all rooted in Grand Rapids craftsmanship, which is a direct shout-out to the hustle and the streets where this all began. You know, when you're that committed to quality, it leads you to think about your products differently. And that's exactly what happened here. They don't just see these as accessories. To them, these are bespoke pieces of art that you can wear. It's all about making a statement. It's the art of the flex. Which, brings up a really important question that kind of defines their whole philosophy. What in the world do they mean when they say wearable art? Well, for them, wearable art is really all about identity. It's luxury, sure, but it's for a very specific kind of person. The CEO, the artist, the visionary. The person who doesn't just want something shiny, but demands authenticity and a real story behind that shine. And believe me, that promise of a custom piece, it runs deep. I mean, look at the customization options here. We're talking materials like VS diamonds and premium buffalo horn, features like totally bespoke, prescription-ready frames, and exclusive designs that are pure statement pieces. They even do high-end repairs, which just goes to show you they have completely mastered this craft. So, how do we tie all of this together? Well, the brand does something really powerful. It connects their product directly to your own ambition. It's not just about how you see the world through their lenses, it's about how you see yourself. And this is basically their call to action. It's so simple, but so powerful. This positions the brand not just for a few rich people, but for anyone with a certain mindset. That mindset of demanding more. More from yourself, and more from the things you choose to represent who you are. And this tagline, man, it just perfectly wraps up the whole story. Grand Rapids born, that speaks to their real, authentic origins, their roots. Hustler certified, That's their entire ethos, the spirit of the grind that built this whole thing from the ground up. It's like a stamp of approval from the very culture that created it. So in the end, the brand's whole philosophy kind of leaves you with this one last, provocative question. The idea is that true visionaries don't just have sharp ideas. Their whole vibe, their whole look has to be just as sharp. So it leaves you asking yourself, your vision is sharp, but is your look?